The morning show starts right now with a breaking news alert.
Breaking at 8, Jacksonville Fire and Rescue are on the scene of a fire in Jacksonville Beach. Flames broke out before 6 this morning. Within the last 15 minutes, we have learned sadly one person has died in the fire.
Now, crews say the Red Cross is helping another person. And now News4 Jax reporter Aaron Ferrara is live for us near that scene. And Aaron, the building where this happened is a mixed-use complex with a residence and a building.
And that building is right down the street from where we are right now. It is on First Ave, but it's at the intersection of First Ave and 2nd Street. That building, on the first floor, there's a business, and on the second floor is an area or a space where people can live. Then JFRD says that fire was really through the roof of the building as well. I want to show you what's going on now as firefighters are still on scene. However, the flames are gone, the fire is out. Firefighters right now are just making sure that all the hot spots are out as well. JFRD responded here a little bit before 6 o'clock this morning. Spokesperson Eric Proswimmer says that one person was found dead in the building. One person managed to get out of the building, and JFRD managed to rescue a dog from the building during that fire. Heavy flames worked through the roof and caused some significant damage to the roof. When we got to the scene, we saw several firefighters on the top of that building sifting through some of the damage and making sure that some of those hot spots were out. You still see that it's very active right now. Several JFRD firefighters remain on the scene. The Jacksonville Police Department is here with several police officers. Right now, the cause of this fire is unknown, as the state fire marshal will investigate what caused this deadly fire. The Red Cross is helping the one person who managed to make it out of the building. And as we learn more information about what happened here for the time being, we'll be sure to share that with you both on air and online at news4jax.com. Where we are on First Ave and 3rd Street, this area does remain open to drivers. However, there's still a lot of first responders here on scene. You see a lot of their vehicles still at least in the right lane of the street. So as people are driving by, you just need to slow down as a lot of those first responders remain at the scene until they are able to clear this area. Reporting live, I'm Aaron Ferrara, Channel 4, the local station.
All right, Aaron, thank you so much. And we've actually seen Aaron live a couple of times throughout the 7 o'clock hour of the morning show. I feel like the fog just really isn't getting any better. At some moments, it appeared to be getting worse, Brianna.
Yeah, we know this is going to last for quite some time. Meteorologist Mark Collins is joining us. And Mark, is there a time when this is going to end?
It's going to slowly erode, but it won't be until after about 10 o'clock today. That fog is very thick. It's quite stubborn. This is one of the few cameras I could find that actually had some objects to point out, because everything else has just been pretty much a whiteout. Here we're looking at Mayport, and you can't even see the other side of the river. You can even barely make out the river. But the boats are still, and the flag is limp, so there's not much breeze out there. With those calm conditions and the humid air, that is a nice recipe for seeing this, the low visibilities, the fog where you're socked in at 0-0 in Keystone Heights and Waycross. So we're dealing with definitely some whiteout conditions over the inland areas, even back towards the coast. We're seeing visibilities down to 1/4 mile. So drive carefully out there here over the next 2 hours. It's going to be pretty thick, and it's only going to come back again here tonight. In fact, it might not even leave the beach. Even during the afternoon, we're going to see some of the sea fog holding out over the 56-degree water temperatures, which is much colder than the air right now at 62. So we are dealing with a warm start to the new year, and it will actually warm us up into the 70s here later in the day. If you are going to jump in the 50-degree water here this morning doing the polar plunge, the seas are 2 feet. There's no drift out there. Longshore currents are pretty calm, but there's just a small little ground swell that could splash some really cold water on you if you're wading in. Looking upstream, we don't see any rain coming in here today. There's some snow blowing across the UP of Michigan. Also, snow moving into the Wasatch there, Salt Lake City, getting some of that snowfall here. But we will see the rain come in later in the week, most likely on Thursday. So today we'll leave the rain out of the forecast and keep the fog in. We'll see those temperatures easily getting into the 70s today, tomorrow, the next day. In fact, we'll probably even get to near 80 degrees this week before a front comes in. Let's talk about some of the rain. You can see it very heavy here across the northern Gulf coast states. But when we time out the arrival of that rain, not so much in Tuesday, even into Wednesday around Jacksonville, kind of looking dry. Georgia, you could see some showers on Wednesday, but Thursday is when we're going to see this front bring us some showers as we head into the first week of 2023. Coming up in about 10 minutes, I'm going to also talk about the potential for some 80-degree temperatures here as we start the work week. I'll see you then.
All right, looking forward to that. Thank you so much, Mark. We're following breaking news overnight. A teen is dead and 3 others are in the hospital after a single car crash in Alachua County. According to Florida Highway Patrol, the crash happened on I-75. Deputies say the driver was 17 years old and died at the scene. 3 others between the ages of 17 and 19 were taken to the hospital with critical injuries. It's unknown if any of the 4 were wearing seatbelts at the time.
Well, we are officially in the new year. You see it behind us. Happy New Year. 2023 is officially here.
Yes, it is officially here. And we know some of you at home are just waking up and may have a little bit of a headache from partying a little too hard last night, as we know. Because we do know the city of Jacksonville put on a show last night to help celebrate the new year. And you can tell it was a great time. I mean, listen to that crowd. We see the fireworks erupting over the St. Johns River as the area brought in the new year. For some in attendance, it was their first time seeing this amazing spectacle. One person tells us she drove from South California just because she read about the event.
Just big fireworks and community. And I thought, how cool. We're going to have like lots of people out here having fun, safe, and the fireworks and the river.
I'm very excited. I've never really seen the bridges. I've only seen them in pictures, and I think they're really cool in person with all the lights, and I love fireworks personally.
And others say the fireworks celebration is a great way to start off the new year right.
And across the nation, people watched in wonder and awe as fireworks lit up the skies from Colorado to Maryland. And of course, the big party in NYC. Everyone was celebrating the start of a new year. But over in Nocatee, they have a different tradition. Actually, it should be Nassau County. Residents there watched the giant shrimp cascade down as everyone around counted down to the new year. Can you hear it? Again, love that sound. We would like to see how you ring in the new year. Send us your videos and photos through the community events section of Snapjacks. Trust us, we want to see it. Well, it is the end of an era for a popular movie theater. Last night, the community said their goodbyes to the San Marco Theater. Its owners announced earlier this week it was shutting down for good. Yesterday, the theater held 2 final showings before turning off the projector. From those who had never been there to those who literally had a hand in the renovations, they are all sad to see it close.
I was here just a few months ago when they were doing the renovation. I was putting the carpet in. So I have a tie to it. I've, helped them with the renovation a little bit and putting the carpeting in. So it was kind of heartbreaking to hear that after all that, they were going to close it down. So just want to come say farewell to it.
It sure is heartbreaking. That theater first opened in the 1930s. Now, according to our news partners with the Jacksonville Daily Record, the property manager is committed to preserving the exterior look. The owner plans on marketing the space in the coming weeks. Ideally, they would like to divide the entire space into 2 or 3 smaller spaces.
Nearly a year after fire ripped through, a local restaurant is getting ready to open its doors again. This was the scene last January when a fire tore through the Grumpy's restaurant in Middleburg. Clay County Fire Rescue says the place was closed and no one was inside at the time. Inside, you can see burn marks and water damage visible on the walls there. Pieces of the ceiling also came down. Fast forward 11.5 months later, the place looks brand new, looking pretty good there. The owner says it's been a bit of an emotional roller coaster, though.
Tough times happen, and you can see what comes from it afterwards. You just you can work hard and you'll get back to where you were. It's just been so comforting to know that we have so many people around here that care about Grumpy's. We were only here for 15 months, but we were able to really come in and form that relationship that really we could see it.
And the owner says people come up to the door when they see the lights on and they just stop in and say hello. They're ready to eat. He says that is a great feeling. Again, the restaurant will open tomorrow morning. Well, with the turn of the calendar, Florida also will see 8 new laws going into effect.
From giving drivers a break on the roadways to tackling the growing property insurance crisis. Governor Ron DeSantis signed a few after the regular legislative session. During a special session last month, lawmakers approved a measure that will give drivers a 50% credit if you drive 35 or more toll road trips a month. The program will last for a year, with lawmakers agreeing to spend $500 million. It will come from the surplus account the state has. Now, this is expected to give relief to 1.2 million drivers and save them, on average, $400.
And that same special session helped tackle property insurance as well. Today's law will create the Florida Optional Reinsurance Assistance Program. The program will act as a financial safety net to bail out insurance companies in case there is a catastrophic event. It also speeds up the claims process, forcing companies to make a decision in 60 days rather than 90. And if you cut the cord, it's easier than ever to watch News4JAX. Our live newscasts are streaming on News4JAX Plus. It's available on platforms like Roku, Fire Stick, and Apple TV. It is completely free. Just search News4JAX to download. All right, time now 8:11 this morning, and making sure history is not forgotten.
Today marks 100 years since an angry mob invaded and destroyed the town of Rosewood. One woman's march to get the truth out to others. And you're taking a live look outside through our sky camera, Riverside. Gosh, you can't even tell what this is.
Yeah, you honestly, if you didn't say it, you literally do not know where this is. That's how thick that fog is out there. If you are heading on the roads, use caution. Very low visibility out there. We'll have another check with weather in a few minutes.